This is what the marketing department looks like when it's one guy and a laptop. There's a lady in Dallas who a couple years ago started a porch pumpkin decorating business from scratch and made $100,000 in her first season. I'm hoping to do the same thing by myself in Baltimore in about the next 2 months. It's now August 12th. I'm hoping by the end of October, I've got another 100K sitting in my bank account. In a previous video, we went into how I researched this business and built the website, etc., that you can see here. Today, we're working on our Facebook ads. Today, I'm having AI write 20 different versions of my ad. Then we're going to connect it straight to my Facebook account via API, so I can launch the ad and run it and see how it goes. So let's get into it. First thing, in the last video, we did a little market research and we looked at competitor ads in different parts of the country, and they were pretty underwhelming looking ads. Not a lot of people are using Facebook ads for this business, it seems. However, we did find that the big businesses in Dallas that are doing well have active Instagram accounts, and using the Scrape Creators API, we pulled some of their most popular organic posts. High-end houses with lots of pumpkins looking beautiful in the fall did extremely well. So that's pretty easy, so we want to replicate that. In the last video also, we created some sample ads using AI of typical kind of Baltimore looking houses from the high-end neighborhoods, and we came up with this initial bunch, which are pretty good, except some of them have way more pumpkins than my packages, and so we don't want to mislead people. And I think we also want to have create some different variations and hooks for these ads that we can hand to Facebook. So the first step in the process here is going to be create some more ad variations. By the way, my name is Dennis Drenner and I run Smart Raven AI. We do practical AI systems for small businesses, accountants, plumbers, HVAC people, things like that. We help them implement AI in ways that are smart for their business and their business goals. And I'm doing my own process on my own business, this time with the pumpkin business. Now back to it. So we're going to make some more creative here. And I have my Claude code session here open. And I was talking to it about creating some more ad creative. Make some more versions of the ads for my Facebook marketing campaign. I really like what we did before, but some of the porches had an excessive amount of pumpkins. If you look at the porches in the folder called Pumpkin Series, the ones with decorated porches, that is a more realistic view of what we will be creating. Give me some ideas for hooks that will be effective for these videos. We could also experiment with the idea of carousels that start with a empty porch and then show your kind of typical porch with just like 3 or 4 orange pumpkins, and then the wow porch of the sort that we will be doing. So give me some ideas around this. All the visual assets should be sized appropriately for meta ads, which I think tend to be more squarish. Let me know any questions and then get after it. Put all the creative in the same folder with the ads we made last week that says Charm City Porch Sample Creative. So you can just kind of ramble at Claude, by the way, like you're talking to an assistant. So we're going to let that work. Okay, we're back, and my Claude there basically just took my rambling and went to town. Your porch right now, A few grocery store pumpkins. Now that stops traffic. That's pretty good. Your porch right now. Oh, that stops traffic. Okay. Best Jeff stoop in Baltimore. This is all brilliant. Envy, wanting to look good, wanting to be photographable. You don't want to look cheap. Prettiness. Skip the pumpkin patch hassle. That's the big pain points that my research uncovered with this business is that people don't want the hassle of going to the store and buying a bunch of pumpkins. And then, people also just want their houses to look awesome. Is the Charm City porch logo too annoying? Let's just ask the machine to give me a couple more. These look good. Give me some more variations that don't have the logo, the large logo on the top left. Add some more ads that deal with the seasonal urgency. I know a lot of our competitors. So you can see here, it gave me some great hook ideas. Local pride, pain relief done for you, before and after, or quality contrast. Maybe also create a video out of some of the 3 porch series where we can kind of animate the transformation. Do a few more ads that have happy looking families. Give me some multi-ethnic and age variation on those. And sure, make some 4x5 versions. Make me about 20 more variations, please. Maybe get a little bit more outrageous in a couple of them. So we'll let Claude work away. While that works, I want to talk to you a little bit about how I use Claude. I'm a professional photographer by training. I'm used to being a more of a kind of a creative person. But with Claude, I've become more of a creative director. I just kind of have it throw stuff at me, and then I select. I think that's a great way to work with these tools. They're usually not quite good enough to get something on their own that's creative, I find. They can't really write a joke very well. The scripts aren't great the first time out. But they can kind of blast you with a bunch of ideas, and then you can be like, okay, there's something with that one I like. Let's iterate on that a bit, and you can get to solutions pretty quickly that way. So anyway, this is churning away, so I'm going to shut off again here for a second because this could take 10 minutes or so. It's thinking. It has to send the images out to be made at the websites I talked about in the last video, like fowl.ai and key.ai. And so I'll let it work. Get back to you in a sec. Okay, so Claude is still working away here, and I had a few wacky ideas, and let's just have some fun. These images only cost about 10 cents a piece. So, hey there, Claude. While you're at it, let's add a couple of wacky images. One, I want a completely nice looking normal family on the porch with their pumpkins, but standing next to them, I want a photorealistic capybara. Okay. Claude is done. All 11 generated, and they land the joke. Well, we'll see about that. Let's take a look at our creatives here. Your porch today. Oh, come on. Oh, slow computer. Porch everyone slows down for. The porch everyone slows down for. Different shape. Baltimore's most beautiful autumn. Professionally done. I'll make all these traffic jams. This stuff is just fantastic. Your neighbors will be furious in the best possible way. 200 pumpkins, you left 0. This is great. Great copy. But I want to see... There's my copy. Boy, it's a gigantic capybara. That murder scene is way too cute. Okay, that body looks stupid. Ethnic groups here. That's good. I'm going to take one more run at this, and then we're going to hook these up to Facebook. So, in a fairly small amount of time here, we have generated 92 pieces of creative. Now, I'll probably go through and remove some of these, like that's ridiculous, that's way too many pumpkins, that looks ridiculous. So I'll go through, I'll cut some of these out, and then we're going to go on to the next step. My prediction, capybara image goes crazy, and we end up hitting $500,000 by November 1st. Hey guys, it's the next day, and we're making some major progress here. So earlier, I showed you how I created, I made a bunch of creative. I created like 90 pieces of creative or something crazy like that. I did a little research, and Facebook recommends testing sets of 5 to 6 ads. So that's what I have here. This looks like more, but the first 3 here are a carousel, so that's 3 images. And then I'm trying out a couple different variations. So memory start at the front door with a nice little family. This one's more like the season short, like you better sign up or we're gonna fill up. Neighbors will be furious. I thought that was kind of attention grabbing. We have some creatives chosen. Put them in a folder. And then what I have gone and done is connected my Claude to Facebook. Now, Facebook, how do I put this diplomatically? Whoever designed Facebook's interface should be transported to medieval England, strapped to a wall, and tortured for about 30 years. It's horrible. I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to connect, but basically you want to go to developers.facebook.com, and they've got this tool here called the Graph API Explorer. The Graph API, that's basically Facebook's API. If you don't know what an API is, it's basically a password that allows you to connect Facebook with other apps, or in this case with your Claude. So I basically spent a half an hour trying not to throw my laptop against the wall, trying to get this sorted out, and I had Claude helping me. I'm like, where is this stupid authentication key it's looking for? How do I do this? But after about 20 minutes or half an hour, I got it sorted out, and now it's connected, and I'm not going to have to look at this stuff too much. I'm just going to talk to my Claude about it. So now we look at my Facebook Ads Manager. I didn't set up any of this. My Claude did. So here are the ads that I have running. This ad set. This is my test ad set, and you can see some of the sample creative here. And I'm talking to my Claude here, and we've decided to run a little test. We're going to run I think it's a $20 a day budget in a small area of Baltimore. And from what I understand, I am not a Facebook expert, right? So I'm learning here with you. But I think best practices these days is to do a little test and try to figure out which creative works best and then push that out, right? So there's no sense in spending a lot of money, for example, to send ads to all of Maryland or my whole area for the pumpkin business, a big chunk of Maryland. Why not just test in a small area? And that set of people should be able to help me identify what ad hook is working best, and then I can kind of push that out into a wider area, and that's when you kind of ramp up the ad spend. That's Facebook for Idiots by Dennis. Anyway, so I'm here talking to my Claude. It's connected to the Graph API. I wanted to ask it a couple more questions. Hey, what zip code or what area are we targeting again? Okay, puttering along, beeping, booping. We're targeting 8 zip codes. 30 to 65, all genders. Okay, it's a $10 tie. Okay, 30 to 65, that makes sense. I've heard Gary Vee talk about doing like a 10-mile. As an aside, while I was thinking, Claude, Claude is like a brain, right? And it's just a brain sitting there like in a vat that you can talk to, right? But the more tools you can connect it to, which this can develop over time with you, the more useful it becomes. So one example, I saw this Alex Becker video the other day where he was like doing a Facebook masterclass. I think it was pretty high level for bigger companies, but I've got something called the YouTube Transcript API, which is a pretty great service that helps you scrape YouTube videos programmatically using Claude. So I just pasted the link in my Claude and said, look at this video and see if there's any insights you can pull out that are useful for our use case. And it told me that what I just told you earlier, I pulled that from the Alex Becker video, And so that's a great tool. Okay, go ahead and run the test. And what do you think is a good time period to do this for? I don't want to forget about this and wake up in December and have a $1,000 bill. I'm going to launch it with 2 hard safety nets, an auto stop end date so it shuts itself off, and an account level spend cap. I love that. I don't know about you. I once, when I started playing with APIs, I got an $800 bill from a Google API that somehow AI ran amok with it or something like that. So I highly advise when you're using API keys to be very careful with them. For example, with my image making APIs, I'll put about $50 maximum of credits in those accounts, and I never allow it to auto top up because you never know. Like, my AIs have been pretty reliable, but something could go wacky one day and you get a multi-$1,000 bill. So cap it. If something went crazy and I lost $50, no biggie, right? Okay, so here we go. Time period: 10 days, $10 a day, 10 days, cheap $100 test. Learning phase: days 1 to 3. First row read. Day 7. Awesome. My Claude also helped me install a Facebook pixel on my website. And guess what? My website is also connected to Claude. So I can be within this session here. I'm just like, yeah, install the pixel for me. Push it. Push it live. Push to Git. Make it work. And it just happens. The more you connect, the more useful. I have like 10 different website projects all connected to my Claude. And you can actually, you're in one project, right, with the context, but you can actually reach around to all sorts of different projects. I can be in here. I've got a project, for example, where all my email accounts are connected. So I could be like, you know what? This, my friend wrote me last month and gave me this tip about how to run Facebook campaigns. I don't remember what he said. Can you just dig around in my email and find that for me? And it can do it. So there you have it for today. Our campaign's running. I'm going to check back in 3, 4, 5, 7 days, and we'll do an update, and we'll see how it goes. All right? On our way to $100,000 by November 1st.